here at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course for the Pirelli World Challenge rounds 13 and 14. This track is legendary. It's very technical. There's very little room for error.
Coming into Mid-O here, this was a track that I have never raced on before. All I've really heard is just how technical it is, how difficult it is to pass. We did get some test opportunities. We ran some good times, and we got the car dialed in. If you want a fast lap here, you almost have to get every corner right. Say you miss corner 4, well then you're not set up for 5, 6, and 7.
With these cars, they're very light, and it takes a little while on this polished track to get some heat in the tires. And at the start of the race, that could be a problem.
I have no doubt the car is capable and ready. We'll make the best of what we have, and hopefully we can find ourselves in a good position. It's a 30-minute quali, I believe, which is longer than we really need to qualify. So I wanted to break it down to almost 15 and 15, where I was going to use the first half of the session just for practice. After the 10 or 15 practice, came in, bled the tires down, put my head down, and basically went out and ran faster, faster, faster. Quickly put myself into what would be P8, and engineer came across and said I needed 2/10 to get up into P6. I knew the car still had more. I was able to go out and find another, I think almost 2/10 again, and that put me up into P5.
We put some new tires on and worked them in, and came in halfway through the session, and then put our noses down. As soon as we got in the car or got back out there, we got the call to put the hammer down and try and put the lap time down. The harder we drove the car in qualifying, the faster we went. We actually went faster at the end of qualifying than when the tires were brand new. So at the end of qualifying, I ended up at P9 with a 1/10 and a quarter separating Martin and I. I was in 9th and Martin was in 5th. We're in the midst of a torrential downpour, and we just got word that we're delayed. We want to race in the rain. I think they're thinking very carefully of letting us go out there with standing water on the track.
Yeah, the series just said we're delayed, guessing because of the lightning and thunder around. They don't like having the track workers out on track with lightning and thunder, safety reasons.
Just canceled the race here at Mid-Ohio. You know what, we were sitting at P5, ready to go grid. And I guess it's official, there's no race today. I was amped up, ready to go. I guess at this point we'll get out of this suit and get ready for tomorrow's race.
Ready to rock, ready to go. Everybody around me is good drivers, and we're gonna have a good time.
Dumped the clutch, sitting on the rev limiter, and it launched well. And before we knew it, we saw 2 cars, Maserati and a Sin car, got tied up. I just followed Lawson Ostrenbach. I figured he had a good clear view, followed him through the carnage. There was a stalled car in P1. By the time we got to the bridge to turn in for corner 1, I was sitting in P2.
You could see a crash up front. Unfortunately, I had cars beside me and I couldn't get away from the accident. Stopped dead on the track and let all the cars go by, and then pulled out around the debris.
By the time we got out of the keyhole or turn 2, we were in a full course caution. Getting more heat into the tires really was my job at that point. We came into the green, got a great restart right on the Camaro's bumper, but then it just didn't take me very long to realize I had no heat in the tire. I was, basically understeer. I was catching the back end with oversteer.
So after the accident, it shook out that I was in P13. Right ahead of me was the Aston Martin, and we battled forever. Great battle all the way through. Finally got by him in turn 6. 3-4 laps after I passed that Aston, I was coming up on the next pack and reeled them in. It was like magic.
Had a great battle with Jason in the Aston Martin, got around him eventually. Had a battle with Chase in the Ginetta. I got by him, he got by me. I got back by him again to end up in front of him in the race. At the end, we were jousting with Gaples, and I almost spun the car last lap trying to get by him to the line. I was lucky to catch it, really, and he did a great job. He gave me room. Martin was right on my quarter panel. The last half of the race was spectacular. I had a lot of fun. Anytime you can be P2 at the drop of the flag and find yourself finishing P9, it's not a great day. But we learned a lot about the car, and we'll wrap it up and
Get ready for Miller.
We have what it takes to get up on the podium